Alright, I've taken some time to recover, and I think I'm ready to go back in. Let the journey to rescue the goddesses resume. Alright, on to Area 3, the Fire Area. Shortly into this area, we find Musha, a sorceress from the search party, surrounded by a bunch of demons. You know what that means. Time to kill them all. After that, we learn some surprising information. Apparently, Lady Fina, one of the goddesses we're trying to find, was seen further into this tower. So now we know where one of them is, but unfortunately, thanks to a slip of the tongue, so does the enemy. So naturally, when we finally find her, they're right there on her tail. And it's here that we learn another bit of surprising information. Apparently, Kishgao, one of the original two bad guys we saw, is the very same person who killed our father, who stayed behind on the surface so the rest of Ys's population could escape. So you already know where this is going. You killed my father, prepare to die and all that. Or not. Luckily, Fina agrees to be captured in exchange for our life being spared, which is good. But it also means our main character is now in a funk over letting one of the goddesses get taken so easily. That is until Roy, this knight over here, tells us that our father's greatsword is being kept just a bit further in, which means we gotta go get it. And with that, we have our third artifact, the Crimson Lotus Blade. A big old sword that lets us shoot fireballs, which importantly lets us light this torch to open the path forward. It is a bit weird that we get this great and powerful sword and we just immediately use it for torch lighting. Kinda squandering its potential if I'm being honest, but that's just JRPGs for you, I guess. So after slashing our way through a bunch more demons and dodging these spinning blades, we entered this place. It's got music that kills us. And what better way to counteract music that kills us with music that doesn't kill us? And conveniently enough, we have this nifty little harmonica that Fina just gave us to do just that. But very inconveniently, we can't think of a single song to play except for one where we don't even remember how it goes. But even more conveniently, there's a Roo right over here that knows exactly the song we need. And I was totally able to get the song right away. I definitely didn't have to go back to the beginning of the area to find a Rhoda fruit because I didn't know you were supposed to use the Mask of Truth over here to create a bridge. That definitely wasn't a thing I had to... Anyway, we play the song, the music disperses, and we can continue on. Kill the monsters, light the torches, get the medallion, open the door, and fight the next boss, the Murderous Construct. And this boss is actually pretty fun. Just dodge his attacks, smack his hand, smack his face, and down he goes. The only really annoying bit is when he does this, since you have to run really fast to get away from it, and triggering the run isn't always easy on this controller, but it's still a really fun fight overall. Way better than the Centipede boss. Alright, Area 4, the Sand Area. And unfortunately, this is where the game starts to get kind of annoying. Maybe I'm just biased because I really don't like desert levels, but it really does seem like the annoyingness factor really ramps up in this level. You've got these guys which float above the ground, making them difficult to hit, these guys who spin around and knock you down, these guys who spit slippery stuff that causes you to fall into the quicksand, these guys who throw bombs to deal massive damage, and of course, the infinitely respawning Karens. Seriously, I'm not even making that up, that's just what they're called. Luckily, just a bit further in, we find the other goddess, Lady Rhea, who gives us a way to permanently put those pesky Karens to rest. She also tells us that Lady Fina intentionally let herself be captured to keep the enemy away from Lady Rhea and to keep the Black Pearl, the source of all magic in Ys, from falling into their hands. Apparently, Lady Fina is being held in a place called Rado's Annex, so that's where we need to head next. Unfortunately, that also means we now have to deal with the most annoying enemies we've seen thus far. These little bastards, which chase after you and chomp at you incessantly, taking away massive chunks of your health. And they just keep chasing after you and swarming you and never ever letting up, making them extremely difficult to deal with. The best solution I found was to keep them at bay using the flames from the Crimson Lotus Blade, but even that's not easy, since if even one of them manages to get through, you're in for a world of pain. Oh, and good luck dealing with them while these stupid things are spinning around and knocking you over at the same time. Also, annoying platforming sections. Seriously, I was stuck on this part for a goddamn eternity. But I did make it all the way through eventually, and I was able to make it all the way over to Rado's Annex, which means it's time to go in and rescue Lady Fina. The moment we walk inside, though, we're greeted by none other than Zava, the sorceress who captured Lady Fina, and she summons another demonic familiar for us to fight. Honestly, though, this fight is pretty easy once you know what you're doing, since it mostly just comes down to avoiding projectiles this thing shoots from its little turrets here. With that out of the way, we climb to the top of the annex and we come face to face with an evil door. The only way to get through is to trick it into thinking that we're demons ourselves. But in order to do that, we need some kind of demonic artifact. Lucky for us, we just so happen to have this evil ring that we found while exploring earlier. We can power it up by defeating some more demons, but if we try to wear it afterwards... yeah. But luckily, we still have that necklace Rico gave us, which can prevent it from killing us just long enough for us to get that door open. Finally, we found Lady Fina. But unfortunately, we still can't rescue her thanks to this barrier surrounding her. In the process, though, we also learn a bunch of plot stuff. Demons were created by the Black Pearl, Lady Rhea is trying to use it to steal away the demonic essence for good, the enemy is trying to use it to fully unleash its power, blah blah blah. The main takeaway is that we need to keep the Black Pearl from falling into the enemy hands at all costs. So, while the sorcerers work out how to free Lady Fina from her barrier, the knights, us, will go forward to protect Lady Rhea. But will they be able to keep her from getting captured and protect the Black Pearl from the enemy? Find out next time on Ys Origin. Look, I don't know how else to end the video. This is all I have, okay?